Hello everyone, I am Sandeep Raghuvanshi and today I'll be talking about Git, the global information tracker and GitHub. So I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Solo Curioso where our knowledge feeds your curiosity. What is Git? Git is an abbreviation for Global Information Tracker. It is a tool that keeps record of information so that one can easily trace back and look for all the changes that have been made throughout. During the development of Linux, a copy of Linux operating system is distributed to developers and all the verified changes that are made by a developer from anywhere around the world constantly get updated on every developer's copy. This concept of distributing a software version and having it updated every time with some new features or a new version is published is known as distributed version control system, and this is one of the key features of Git. Now I guess it's enough knowing Git. Let's move on and get to know what is GitHub. GitHub is nothing but just an online web platform where you can host your code repositories. You might be wondering, what is a repository? It is good that you are curious. So a repository is something which you can think of as a folder in which you store all the files related to your project. It also stores revision history for your project files using any version control systems like Git that we just talked about. GitHub provides us with some additional features like web pages where anyone can create his own web page and have it deployed for free using GitHub pages. Another feature that is provided by GitHub is access control that allows only the authorized persons will have the access on software program files. Another interesting features provided by GitHub is Project Manager. The Project Manager provides us with a lot of features like we can assign tasks, we can create to-do list, we can have discussions and many more. Well, now we know what is Git, what is GitHub. Now let me show you how the Git architecture works. Git is basically divided into three modules. The first one is the working directory. This is nothing but the folder in which all the files of your project are stored. The second is known as staging area. This is the area in which the files after the changes are made to them are stored. Ideally, files to this area are added from the working directory. The third and the main area of Git architecture is local repository. This is the area where your project along with its version history is stored. This repository is stored on your computer and can be accessed directly. The files are added to this section from the staging area. There is another area known as remote repository which is stored on the web. This cannot be accessed directly and the operation on the remote repositories are also not directly performed. So now we know how the architecture works. Let's see some basic operations that can be performed using Git. Let's suppose that I have a directory containing project files of which I want to keep track of changes. So first of all, I need to initialize the directory containing the project with an empty repository. To initialize the directory with an empty repository, we use the git init command. Now, to have a copy of our local repository on the web, we need to connect it with the remote repository by specifying its URL. For this, we use the git remote command. After we have made some changes in the working directory and we want them to record it in the repository, first of all, we need to move them to the staging area as we already discussed, and for this, we use the git add command. Here, the git add command can be used in two ways. So either we can add a single file using git add file name, or we can add all the files to the staging area using the git add dot command. Now all the files are staged and all the changes that were made in the working directory are ready to be recorded. For a clear understanding of whatever the changes we have made, we need to provide a message describing the changes. For this, we use another command, that is git commit -m. and add a message in inverted commas. With all the steps performed till now, we have created and updated our local repository, and now it's time to move this code to the remote repository that is on the way. So for this purpose, we use the git push command. Congratulations! Now we know how to create a repository, how to record the changes, and how to push it on the web. Now hold on for a moment and think, is it always like that where you have to create a repository, commit some changes, and push them to the remote repository? I guess not always. Sometimes we also need to get changes from remote repository to our local repository. In order to have these changes from remote repository to our local repository, we use git pull command, where git pull is basically downloads all the content of remote repository and merges them with local repository content, ultimately updating local repository. Now we know pretty much about how we are gonna manage our code and projects with the help of a distributed version control system like Git. Well, wait, did I say distributed version control system? Of course I did. And I have already mentioned it while introducing it. We already know about how developers can have their own copy of code and work on it without affecting the main code. This is achieved by the concept of branching. So if you want to try out some changes in your project without affecting the original one, you can simply do it by creating a branch and switching to it. In Git, the default mainstream branch is known as master and all other branches are user defined. For creating a branch, we use git branch command in which we specify the name of branch that we want to be created. By default, the working branch is master branch and we can switch between master and other branches using git checkout command. Once different branches are created, we can work on them independently without affecting the content of others. Git is not only limited to the creation of branches, but we can also merge them. It is very much similar to the situation where you have two folders and you want to have the contents of one folder into the other. This you can easily do by simply copying the contents from one folder to other. This way, one folder has the content of both while the other folders remain unchanged. In a similar way, the Git branches can be merged using git merge command. So that's from my side. I hope I clearly explained everything to you. In the next video, we are going to have a hands-on experience for creating a GitHub account and performing all Git operations. If you like this video, you can show us your love by giving a thumbs up. If you have any queries or suggestions, you can let us know through our comment section or you can directly mail them to us on the email in the description. And don't forget to share it with your friends. Thank you. Happy learning.